Hello, so for this tutorial you're going to need weight 4 yarn. I am using the Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. You will also need a 5mm hook, a darning needle, scissors, and that's it. So you're going to need a few measurements for this top. You are going to need the length of the top, and I suggest doing from the under bust to however high cut you want the halter top, and make sure to account for the curvature. I already have the big piece done. The length of my top is about 7 inches. When you do your starting chain, you have to realize that this is kind of a shrinking stitch, so I did a total of 33 chains. Just keep that in mind. You may want to add a couple more chains than you think you'll need. I am going to chain 33. So for your starting chain, the stitch requires a multiple of 3. So I have 33 chains in total. So now I'm going to start my first row. And my first row, I am going to half double crochet into the 3rd chain of the row. And then I'm going to go back in that same chain with a double crochet. So in this stitch, there is a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a chain that counts as a single crochet. So from here, you're going to skip 2 chains, and into the 3rd chain, you're going to put 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to skip 2 again and repeat that. So single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And this is a top that if you have the measurements, you can literally do whatever stitch you want. You can even do just a half double crochet or a double crochet. And it also, the reason I wanted to make this a measurement based pattern is so you could use any weight of yarn and hook that you want. So I have 3 stitches left, and I'm just going to skip 2 and put 1 single crochet in the last stitch. And that is row 1, and I'm just going to quickly measure that. Yes, so this says about 8 inches, but it'll shrink even more because as we build length, you want this piece to stretch to your bust measurement, which will in return shrink it just a bit. So this is a good length for me, but just keep that in mind that it will shrink more than this because I am using acrylic yarn. So and because it's not a lace-up piece, I want it to fit as snug as possible because it will stretch over time. So now for row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And in the first stitch, you're going to put a single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. You're going to skip 2 and repeat those same steps: single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And then skip 2, and that is literally all there is to this stitch. It's really simple and easy, and it goes by so quickly. So you just want to do row and row of this until the length stretches to your bust measurement. So this is what I have completed, and it stretches and folds to my measurement. So the next part, once you're done the entire bust part, is to make the keyhole and connect the rest of the top. I am working from the bottom, and I am going to slip stitch about 1/3 of the way up, and then a little bit of the top. So then when it pulls and stretches, that is where the keyhole will be. From here, make sure you don't disconnect your yarn. You're going to chain 1, flip over your work, and you're going to start slip stitching these 2 sides together. And I want to go about 1/3 of the way up. So and one side is the stitch and the other side is chains, so it might be a little awkward slip stitching, but just put some where it fits and keep the piece even. So I'm going to stop there. From here, I'm going to cut and tie my yarn, so chain 2. So now you want to connect the other side to make the keyhole, and for this you only want to connect a few stitches. And because I have this tail here from the starting chain, or from the starting slip knot, because I have this tail, I'm just going to use this to sew the stitches together over here. If you want to copy my exact pattern, I'll count how many rows this is so you can end up with this on the right side. This is 78 rows. Now I'm going to sew a couple stitches together. I think I'm only going to do about 4 or 5. And on this starting one, I am going to go through the first stitch, go through the other one, and then go through the loop that it created, just to secure it a bit, and then go through the second stitch. Okay, so both ends have been weaved in, so now I'm going to flip the top to the right side. And ideally, you would want to attach the yarn at the bottom and do a single crochet around, as well as the top and maybe the keyhole if you wanted, but I don't have enough yarn. I hope I have enough for the strap. I think I'm just going to have to do a chain strap now, but that's okay. So you're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to find a good place on the top, but more of the right side, to slip stitch. And pull to tighten that slip knot. And you're going to, from here, you're just going to chain up. I'm going to chain 85. Cut the yarn, pull, and pull that knot down. Like that. Okay. So now you're going to make a slip knot again. And slip stitch